What is up, guys? And with the release, or not really release, the game preview of Gambit, a lot of people are playing it, and a lot of people are kind of trying to figure out these little tricks and tips that will make them be better than the other team. And so yeah, today, since I've played GuardianCon as well as a lot of, maybe a bit of a marathon of me playing Gambit at like 1 a.m. in the morning, I have learned a lot, especially from watching my own clips, some things that I did and didn't do that would really improve your game. And so yeah, let's just get right into some tips and tricks on Gambit. So for the first tip, it is to please do not camp the portal unless you are getting at minimum 5 kills every single time you go into it. Like, what I mean is by not camping the portal, please don't try and stay in that middle platform trying to shoot and thinking that, yeah, I'm killing things and I'll just let my team get the motes. No, it's much more beneficial for you to be in the action. And if you have a designated PvP player, please, that PvP player cannot stay in the middle. You have to push with your team, try to get as many kills as quickly as possible to get ahead of your team. And so now this is more of an improv thing, but when I was doing it, and I did camp the portal at GuardianCon, and I kind of realized like that's not the way to go. And so when I kind of started to push my team, I would see someone that was camping the portal. I don't think it's in this clip, but it's probably one of the most annoying things in the world, because if he doesn't consistently get 4 kills, there's not really a reason for only him to go into the portal, because why not let someone else try? Maybe they can get even more kills. Maybe they're a little bit better than you. In the end, it's just a little bit selfish, and it's just not really... It shows that you're not really focused on actually winning the game. You're really more focused on just maybe kind of looking cool and trying to get kills. Which, I mean, to some people is fine if you do get 4 kills. But for most people, especially if you're just kind of queuing up solo, it's not going to be the most fun thing in the world. And so, yeah, that is the first tip. So for the second tip, it's more of a trick. It's not really something that you have to do. But so the first thing that you can do, especially with your attacking, is popping your super. That's probably one of the best things that you can do. You can get one-shot kills. It's really easy to do it. So one thing, though, that actually caught me off guard when I saw it, I'm not sure if it's in this clip either, but when I was attacking, there was an attacker in our base, and I was defending, and they apparently had their super. However, none of us knew it, and I was talking to my team, and nobody knew that he had a super. The reason that it was, and the way he did it, was he popped his super before he even went through the portal. This caused for none of us to even know he was in his super, and then when I pushed him with a heavy, he just one-shot me with a golden gun, which is actually, that was really, really smart. We actually talked about it, saying that we're going to try to do that more and more. And so another thing, yeah, like, if you can get them to push you with a super, that's obviously a very good, like, position for you, because you know where they are, and they don't know where you are. And so that kind of leads into my third tip, is using that you know where they are, but they don't know where you are. Trying to sneak up on their team, trying to first being able to spot them before they can spot you. So one thing is that, like, let's say trying to get behind them. I think in this clip right here, I do actually kind of catch them off guard. They were all kind of in the open, and they were all focused on the Primeval, and they were kind of pushing, but I was already behind them. And so as you can see, I caught this guy in the open again, and it was just a really good way for me to be in. It was a good position, because they kind of focused on me, but I had a beat on them. And even see here, when I started to try to rush him in the open, he was able to easily beat me. And so remember that it is still a 1v4 situation. Even though you do have that extra bit of shield or extra bit of health, it is still a 1v4 situation. And so you can't let them know where you are before you know where they are. And so yeah, that again actually leads into my fourth tip, and that is to not hide. I saw a lot of people hiding when they were being attacked. Like when we were defending, they were just hiding. And I truly do not understand why, because they can see you clearly on the map. And yeah, I don't understand why. Like, if that guy, what I'm shooting at, even though I missed all my golden gun shots, was just hiding, it doesn't really matter. I can see exactly where he is. And yeah, again, there, like, if he kind of just hid there wouldn't really be much of a point, because I can just see him through the tree. There's not really going to be much of a point for him to be there if I literally have wall hack. So yeah, please do not try to hide, unless maybe you're just completely back in the spawn, but try not to hide. Try to face that defender, because if you're hiding, you're pretty much guaranteed to die. He'll just get the beat on you. But if you're hitting him and you're trying to fight back, you might be able to get some damage into him, and your teammate might be able to finish him off. So for the final tip, it goes into the Primeval. Now this can really help out, especially if you have Whisper of the Worm or maybe Sleeper Simulant. And that is to, when you actually spawn your Primeval, when you're ready to get those damage in and you don't really have motes, try to back up. At that point, you don't really need to push anymore. You don't really need to be in that firefight, really in the middle of it, because you're just going to die over and over, and your team's just going to have to revive you. try to stay in that little back area spawn, right where to my right here is where that building is. Try to stay in that area. Not only is that a really good spot to shoot, that a lot of people, like a lot of the ads, won't actually be able to hit you. For the attacker, it's very difficult, especially me that I'm mostly the attacker on my team. When I see that, when I spawn in the back of ruins, when I'm really far, it's just really annoying for me to see. It's kind of harder for me to push on them. I really have to find a way to try to get around them or try to get the beat on them with a super. But it is just a little bit more difficult for not only the attacker as well as the Primeval to kind of defend against. And so that's kind of the spot that you really want to be in, and it's really helpful for not only your team, and it's really helpful to try to defend from the attacker, because you guys all have that sort of line of sight. If somebody's going to be able to see, like if somebody sees him, everybody's going to be able to turn quickly to that spot and be able to try to attack him. So it's really, really easy to do, and it's a really great tip that really helps out. And so the final kind of bonus tip is sort of the shotguns, the Icolo shotgun. Use that as much as possible. It melts. Like, it's crazy. It's how good it is. I wish I had a clip of it. I think in the last round on this clip, the guys were using it. But truly, it is one of the best guns, especially for this, especially if your entire team is using it. And yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, that is it. So thank you for watching. Hopefully see you out in Gambit. Maybe you'll be using the tips I showed you against me. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll